Well, this week we saw the release of another highly anticipated crop report, as it's the first one that will begin to tackle all the damage that was done to corn as a result of all the heavy snows across the country last year. Joining us now is Neil Melancon with this week's Bottom Line. And Neil, it snowed here in Louisiana in December and in January, but that snow was nothing compared to what happened in the Midwest.
No, Mike, it sure wasn't, although it's still too early to tell completely. Overall, this supply and demand report was fairly bearish for both corn and wheat, somewhat positive for soybeans, however. Let's take a look up at the numbers first off. Corn yield dropped less than half a bushel per acre, down 20 million bushels, still well above the 13 billion bushel mark, however. This insignificant loss was overshadowed by production bumps in both South America and South Africa as well, increasing the world carryout. Wheat stocks have again cleared the billion bushel mark, with exports starting to drop off and all other factors neutral. It looks like we're entering into a holding pattern like we saw a few years back, which means bearish prices for wheat once again. Soybeans saw a little sunshine, with carryout down on higher demand and usage, although world supplies are gaining as Brazil's production figures are coming in on the high side of trade estimates at 67 million metric tons this month. The bottom line of this report is, even though markets did not react as negatively as traders would have thought, the report is adding to the negative picture we've seen coming since this summer with the huge U.S. corn crop. The delayed harvest and heavy winter weather apparently didn't do a lot of damage, although this is still early, and as far as this report goes, even with better usage for beans, we need to think about three things. 1, an ever-increasing South American grain crop across the board. 2, a wheat glut that will dampen feed prices. And 3, a smaller livestock herd that will not be able to buy up all this grain, even with cheaper prices. Corn is on its way to falling short of the USDA target figures, so we're going to have to figure out, Mike, what we're going to do with all this grain. And that is the bottom line this week.
Neil Melancon, thanks. And remember, you can listen to any of Neil's reports on the Louisiana Farm Bureau radio network. For a list of stations where you can tune in, click on over to our website, twilatv.org.